I was married for 5 years. Not long enough to grow old together. Not long enough to have children or buy a house. But long enough to learn what love really looks like when it's alive and when it's dying. We met in our 20s, both broke, both full of dreams. We built a tiny world out of second-hand furniture and take-out dinners, convinced that love could hold everything together. And for a while, it did. We laughed constantly. We made plans that never happened. We had 1,000 small arguments about nothing. About toothpaste caps and laundry. The kind of things you fight about when you're safe enough to. But over time, something shifted. Not in a dramatic, movie ending kind of way. Just slowly, quietly. The air changed. We started speaking more gently, but less often. We became careful with each other. Too careful. And one morning, over coffee, he said, "I think we've given each other everything we were meant to." And somehow, I knew he was right. We didn't leave angry. We didn't hate each other. We just stopped being who we were when we began. People said it was sad. They called it a failed marriage. But it didn't feel like failure. It felt like something that had run its natural course, like a song that ended on the right note. Because for those 5 years, I loved fully. I learned how to listen, how to forgive, how to let go. And I walked away, softer, kinder, more myself. So, no, it wasn't forever. But it was real. And maybe that's what success looks like, even when it doesn't last. When people hear that a marriage only lasted a few years, or even a few months. The reaction is almost always the same. Oh, that's too bad. As if something broke, as if someone failed. But what if it didn't fail? What if it simply ended? We're told that longevity is the ultimate measure of success in relationships. That lasting equals good, and ending equals bad. But anyone who's lived through love knows it's not that simple. A relationship can last decades and still be hollow. A marriage can last 2 years and still change your entire life. Sometimes love comes to teach us something, not to stay forever, but to open something inside of us we didn't know existed, to make us softer or stronger, to show us who we are when we love, and who we become when we lose. And maybe that lesson was all it was ever meant to be. Think about it. We don't call a summer a failure just because it ends. We don't call a flower broken because it only blooms for a season. So why do we treat love any differently? Maybe a short marriage isn't a mistake. Maybe it's a completed story. A chapter that served its purpose and closed when it was time. Sometimes we stay too long because we think leaving means we've failed. We confuse endurance with devotion and silence with peace. We tell ourselves that the years will fix what the heart already knows. But real courage isn't in staying at all costs. It's in knowing when something sacred has finished its work. It's not about how long it lasted. It's about who you were when you were in it, and who you became when it was over. Some loves are meant to last a lifetime. Others are meant to last just long enough to wake us up. And that doesn't make them failures. It makes them human. So maybe the better question isn't, why did it end? Maybe it's, what did it give? If it taught you love or growth or courage, if it brought you closer to the person you're meant to become, then it wasn't a failed marriage. It was simply complete. So, what do you think? Do you believe love has to last forever to be meaningful? Or can something brief, a few years, a few months, still be considered a success if it changed you for the better? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave them in the comments section. We will revisit them in a future video. Thank you for watching The Woman Philosopher.